Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning back in, and let's jump right into another recap. So, as you guys can see from the thumbnail, today was not the best day at all. I had a nice little hefty red day, nothing that's the end of the world or anything. I am still up on the week, but yeah, it's something I need to work on for sure. I've noticed is when I'm green, especially multiple days in a row, it'll tend to follow with a pretty little decent sized red day, and the reason for that is because I just know personally from trading that from my experience I always have trouble kind of calling it early on when I should, because if I've been green especially multiple days in a row, it's just something like psychological where I think I can dig myself out of the red kind of, and I don't want to accept I'm red on the day, and yeah, it just ends up leading to a bigger loss than I would have liked. So definitely something I'm aware of for myself that I do need to work on for the future, because yeah, I just don't want to put myself in a situation where I can't handle a loss. So today, as far as how the Nasdaq went, as you guys can see, it was a purely bearish day today. It was a nice rally for the inverse ETF SQQQ, as you guys can see here. Right, just absolutely went off today, especially in after hours. It was up a total of like 12% from the lows of the day to the highs if you were to have bought and sold and taken advantage of that. So congrats to anyone who was banking on a drop today. And me and my brother picked up shares yesterday in Microsoft and Google, but obviously we offloaded them today after taking a pretty steep loss on those, right? We lost like $100 or more between the two, just a bit more. Here's Google $60, Microsoft $41. So yeah, we lost $100 this morning. We saw they were dying very quickly, so we decided to kind of get rid of them because they were dying significantly, and on top of that, it kind of just went over our heads that today the Nasdaq was gonna have earnings reports again, big ones, and we just didn't want to bag hold and basically take part of that risk. But as you guys can see today, there was earnings for Amazon, and obviously looking at the big red candles, it was not positive earnings, right? It was for Amazon, and on top of that, Apple. And obviously these are really big companies, they have large market cap, and with that obviously they're going to influence the Nasdaq pretty significantly because it is tech focused. So the Nasdaq also dropped as well, as you can see here, right around the market close, 1 o'clock exactly. Significant drop, and that only brought those stocks further down, right? So I'm actually happy we cut it. Earlier on I wasn't, because they actually recovered somewhat, but if we didn't cut it there, we definitely would have been even more in the red, as you can see. So yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. The Nasdaq is at a spot right now where it can just keep dropping. If you look at the 5-day 5-minute, it made sense today on why we could have seen a big drop, especially at a break below this kind of level right here. Because if you look to the left previously, that was an area where it's bounced off of. And anytime the Nasdaq is going to break a strong support level, like that level I just drew, this type of range right here, it typically is going to follow with a big drop because there's nothing holding it anymore, right? For a future support, it's just going to drop straight through aggressively like it did. And especially if you look at it on the 180-day time frame, the other 2 days earlier on in the week, right, we were trading above this SMA line here on Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday, and today, once we dip below this SMA line that we were holding above, it was just a big key factor that we could drop, right? A steep drop anywhere down to maybe these older previous support areas, right, on the bigger time frames, because those aren't going to show up on the 5-day 5-minute. They're more of a larger time frame, like the 180-day, right, half a year. So just that's my 2 cents on it. That's why we sold out. We saw potential for the Nasdaq to really drop on the day, like it ended up doing. And who's to say it can't still drop, right? The cheap can always get cheaper. So yeah, we just yesterday kind of did our part in trying to get into something we thought was a good deal, but like I just told you, the cheap can always get cheaper, right? And once we saw that it was really looking like they were gonna drop and really just sell off on a day, we wanted to cut losses and maybe get back in when we see more signs that it's not just gonna aggressively keep dropping, right? It might want to try and start recovering somewhat. So Yeah, like I told you guys, not the happiest with my performance today on the Nasdaq, but definitely blessed to still be green on the week. And tomorrow, I am looking to have another nice sized green day. So where did I go wrong today specifically? Here are all my orders, 74 of them. It's a lot of them. That's why I don't want to pull them up individually. But to kind of just talk to you guys about the general area of where I went wrong was I obviously lost the majority of my money on TQs, right? Meaning I was betting on the market to start going up for the upside. Even like plays like this nice size for a TQs play, right? It is pretty significant. But where I went wrong was just getting caught in fake outs today. I kept thinking, especially up here, if I remember correctly, was where I lost the majority of my money within this span right here. I saw that the Nasdaq pushed above the middle VWAP 2 after aggressively pushing up, and I thought it was showing signs that it wanted to go. It was trying to to use the line now as a support, and on top of that, forming these kind of higher lows, right? Trying to go. And on each of these, I would be in on TQ's average up only for it to fall, and I would cut the shares I just averaged up with. That happened to me multiple times, and sometimes I averaged up twice quickly and had to cut it. And here definitely was my biggest loss on the day, just getting caught on these fake outs for a move up, right? This gapped up, that would have been a nice size play I could have taken part in, but it never did. And I need to kind of just chill out, right? I did take trade after trade on this, trying to chase it, and that's how I usually have these big red days. Is I let multiple smaller red trades just really add up. I'm too impulsive and buy in, and yeah, I just need to take more note of that so that I can avoid that in the future. So that's where I went wrong. Basically, I wasn't following the trend on the day. The Nasdaq clearly wanted to use this general line as a resistance and keep falling, right? And especially when I saw a break below this support area, it should have been a key indication that it could drop hard. But this was around the market close anyway, and I don't really trade after hours, so yeah, kind of after these two big moves I missed on the day, there wasn't much else, I could have really done. So yeah, I just need to, like I said, do my part taking better advantage of the opportunities that do come up. So that's it for the recap, guys. Thank you guys all so much for watching. It was another red day, but looking to bounce back tomorrow. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.